Hi there. I wanted to have a chat to you today about embracing your feelings and dealing with anxiety and making peace with your emotional well-being. I've had a long journey with anxiety. We go way back. From feeling like the whole world was caving in on me and having to leave school or a social event because I was having an anxiety attack or I was terrified. My hands were shaking, my heart would race, my thinking would be everything was going wrong, and I was worried and concerned. I was overwhelmed. For me, when I was around 19, I said to myself that if I didn't find an answer for this solution, living like this would just not be worth living it. It's just too painful. Ending my life even made me feel anxious. I couldn't even properly work out how to do that without hurting anybody. I went to the GP and I went to a psychiatrist and I got help. Also, the amount of drugs I was taking at the time, that was not helping my brain chemistry. The actual meaning of anxiety in the dictionary is a feeling of worry, nervousness or unease about something with an uncertain outcome. I felt a surge of anxiety, worry, concern, apprehension, apprehensiveness, consternation, uneasiness, unease, fearfulness, fear, disquietude, perturbation, fretfulness, agitation, angst, nervousness, nerves, edginess, tension, tenseness, stress, misgiving, trepidation, foreboding, suspense. Just goes on. It's hectic. Having a strong concern to do something or for something to happen. The housekeeper's eager anxiety to please. Eagerness, keenness, desire, impatience, longing, yearning. So it's all about being in control, right? It's all about stepping outside of being in control of things that are not within us. So how I dealt with it, I started to go deeper and work within myself and work with mentors, coaches, therapists, healers to crack me open and allow me to help heal the wound. Because the wound is where the light enters, which is a Rumi quote. When we feel an emotion we can use a coping mechanism. One of those is to pretend that it's not happening by pushing it down. I'll explain emotions in this way. It's like imagine you have a blow-up beach ball and it's in a swimming pool and you push the ball underneath the pool and underneath the surface of the water, always needing to keep your focus on keeping your hand on the beach ball. And if you get distracted, if you look at the kids or someone asks you a question, your hands go off the ball and the beach ball comes up, popping to the surface. Keeping the beach ball in control is exhausting, and keeping that emotions underneath the surface of the water is really impossible to deal with. You got to deal with your emotions that you're carrying and the ball so they dissolve and they're cleared. Yes, it's possible to do this with people every day. Release the ball from the pool, release the emotions from your life. You can do this. Overwhelming negative emotions or childhood trauma. It's like excess baggage. It's very heavy to carry, and when you travel with it, it costs you more to take with you. You need to unpack it and put it away and let it go so it no longer weighs you down. When you try not to feel negative emotions, we stop feeling positive emotions. Your unconscious mind actually doesn't know the difference between positive or negative. So when you say, I don't want to feel that pain, your mind says, okay, we'll stop feeling everything. This is also a coping mechanism which works for a while, but it robs you of your life, and you want to feel in life. Feeling is living, and to be alive is to feel. So dealing with negative emotions so you can actually feel the positive ones without controlling what you can and can't feel is a helpful thing. I learnt what was my worst nightmare seemed to be a warning system of fear or impending doom or danger, and I needed to take notice of it. It seemed to have an upside if you would be open to look into it. An upside. Panic attacks don't kill you. You'll faint from lack of oxygen. Crying doesn't kill you. It's just salt water. You have to remember that. The most anxious time of my life, I've had a few. I was going through a property development worth millions of dollars, had 2 small children, I was going through a divorce. And when I thought about the whole situation, everything all at once, and everything that could go wrong, I became so anxious and it was impossible to cope. So I simply just needed to break it down into smaller pieces and just deal with things on a daily basis. And I took medication at the time, it was helpful. The flip side was I knew the feeling was trying to tell me something. I needed to move, grow, learn, change. I wasn't listening to myself, increase my heart. Sweating, these include pupil dilation, increased sweating, increased heart rate, increased blood pressure. Your sympathetic nervous system kicks in, fight or flight response, which is now how your brain works. And when we're cave people, hunter-gatherers, we're in danger from, and we needed a rush of energy to do something quickly to protect our family or to run fast, climb a tree. So when the fight or flight response is activated, then adrenaline and cortisol is pumped into the body to get us to be able to have the energy to save our lives. People have anxiety or feel stressed all the time or in fight or flight mode. Long term, this leads to health issues. You want to have your parasympathetic nervous system activated. Here are some tips on how to make that actually happen. This is very crucial for people that suffer from anxiety. These tips are very important. I love the Einstein quote. We cannot solve our problems from the same thinking that we used when we created them. So dealing with emotions is effectively activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which send healthy hormones, dopamine and calming chemicals from the brain into your nervous system. Here are some ways to activate your happy nervous system. Sleeping before 8 p.m. and before 10 p.m. Drinking water and eating healthy food. Being in the sunshine. Exercise, move your body. This will kick in your parasympathetic nervous system. Running, moving your body. Release stuck emotions with your body. Yoga works with the central nervous system to help you release pain. Get a massage. Go to the chiropractor, osteo, go to the physio for stress relief. This all activates your happy nervous system. Have a shower, go for a swim, dive in really cold water. This will shake your nervous system and release negative emotions that are stuck. Go for a walk, bare feet in the grass on the beach. Sit at the beach and watch waves come in and out. With every breath you take, you're feeling and releasing, letting go of any negative feelings and emotions that are coming up and out of the top of your head. Keep breathing and keep letting them go and feeling them come up and out, and imagine the negative feeling come out of the top of your head, and then watch them land on the waves and be taken away out to sea. You can notice and acknowledge that it's your existence and step beside it and look for evidence of proof. Is it true? Is it real? Your sympathetic nervous system, these are things that help: meditation, following your heart.